PewDiePie versus T-Series. Now that's a subject that's been going around the internet for quite a while now. First off, some of you may be wondering who or what T-Series is. T-Series is an Indian music company. Now T-Series has been getting very close to surpassing PewDiePie on YouTube, and it's becoming a huge controversial topic. People everywhere are losing their minds, going around telling others to sub to PewDiePie, paying large amounts of money, advertising his channel on billboards and other things. Now, in my opinion, people are wasting their time and especially their money on all this. Just recently, Markiplier did a live stream just to get people to sub to him. And also, Jacksepticeye has been doing tweets telling others to sub to him also. Now, I am not disrespecting Mark or Jack. I love them and their content. I'm even subbed to them on YouTube. Also, I understand that they're good friends with Pewds, but I feel like that they're wasting their time. Another thing people have been wasting their time with is sub-botting Pewds and T-Series. Now I'm just saying, if you guys think doing that will help out one or the other, it won't. Because YouTube will delete all those subs over time. Another thing I should say is, we shouldn't even be comparing the two. PewDiePie is a single person and T-Series is a company. The way that PewDiePie does things is totally different than what a whole entire company would. I also feel like huge major companies like T-Series shouldn't even be on YouTube to begin with. But last words, and forgive me for not saying a lot, but it shouldn't matter if T-Series surpasses Pewds. He may not be the most subbed channel anymore if that happens, but he'll still be the most subbed YouTuber. T-Series will just be the most subbed company. I'm sorry if I didn't say that correctly. But anyways, a few others from the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group I'm in would also like to give their opinion on the subject. Now, some of their opinions may be different than mine, but that's totally fine since we're just giving our thoughts and our opinions. Alright, Purple Phoenix, over to you, my man.
So the T-Series and PewDiePie, it's such a weird thing because like some people see it as a meme, other people see it as this big deal happening with YouTube. I honestly don't know where I side with it. I just think that we honestly need to try to shut down T-Series. I'm saying this because T-Series is more or less just a giant Indian corporation. That's what it seems like to me, at least, because the way their videos are pumped out, it's just a giant media corporation, and those should not be on YouTube. Corporations should not run YouTube. Technically, they do in a way. It's like AdSense and all that. You know, not AdSense, but with, you know, we get ads from the big corporations. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, big corporations shouldn't have their own channels. Like, we don't need corporations doing that. We need to keep the corporations down and away from YouTube. Like, YouTube is for the small man, the small people. Like, it's for the working class. Like, if that makes sense. I'm getting off topic here, but it's pretty much for the 99% for us to express ourselves freely on an open market, on the video market. When corporations come in like T-Series and stuff, it can change up the entire channel. Like, look at PewDiePie. After stuff that happened with PewDiePie, YouTube completely ignored him, and now they're not doing anything about T-Series. I'm not saying it's connected, but it might be, it might not be. I'm not fully agreeing on either fence about that. But in the end, like, it's honestly a problem with T-Series, once again, because it's a corporation getting a mass following. It is not a good thing. YouTube does not need this. This is the last thing YouTube needs. This is the absolute last thing YouTube needs. Is some giant corporation becoming the #1 channel on YouTube, and it thus can end up thrusting YouTube into this new age that's just even worse than it already is. I know a lot of people say YouTube is broken, this and that, but it would be, I honestly believe it would be so much worse if T-Series ends up being like the big old YouTuber on top, because then YouTube would put all of its efforts, which they kind of are right now, well, Google would put more effort into, you know, like trying to push more technology into India and stuff, and that would kind of flood YouTube with more crap like T-Series. You know, like this is more corporation. It shows that other corporations like, oh hey, this company did this so fast, why don't we start doing that more? Why don't we do more stuff like that? Why don't we cater to these audiences and ignore other YouTubers? I'm saying Google would probably start catering more to the other countries that have like lesser technology, such as India, quote unquote less technology, but I believe Google could end up using it as a way, as a means to justify them focusing on other countries, just so they can get more money, more ads on the site, instead of caring about the creators that are already on the site that are already struggling because of their poor decisions. That's my opinion on this whole thing, and I'd be glad if you used this in the video. And as you see here, it's my channel right here. This is it. So, thanks for the opportunity.
So thanks Patrick for letting me give you my thoughts on this PewDiePie versus T-Series. And my thoughts are just from the base of people who are Indian citizens. I'm not an Indian citizen, but I can understand the sentiment, and I can say that three type of people in India who have opinion on this PewDiePie versus T-Series. So number one is the people who don't really have a clue on what's going on, and most of the Indian users, they don't really support independent creators. They just know like mainstream YouTube creators. So in that case, they're out. And number two, we have Indians who are like very patriotic. Like they believe that the whole YouTube community is against India, as we can see there's a lot of collaboration between big YouTubers in supporting PewDiePie to get the PewDiePie subscribers more than T-Series, and they feel that the YouTube community is against an Indian company rising to the top, and these people are like can be said borderline fanatics, as they are even attacking some Indian YouTubers. Like there's a channel called Salman Says, and he was bombarded by these people and saying that he's anti-national, he's not a true Indian, and all sort of that kind of stuff. So the third ones are people, Indian independent YouTube creators. Most of them are behind PewDiePie because they also are not really keen on a company being the most subscribed YouTube channel, because they believe that I mean, of course you can't compare PewDiePie and T-Series. T-Series is a company, PewDiePie is a single person. So of course he has some staff to help him create videos, but of course you can't compare to T-Series, as they are buying content from Bollywood movies. So comparing both of them are like apple and oranges. They are both different stuff. So as my opinion is, most of independent YouTube creators based in India, they are supporting PewDiePie, as 2-3 years back there was a big shortage of independent creators on YouTube from India, but now it's increasing. People are also supporting this kind of new channels, independent channels, which they do good content, and they are not supporting T-Series. Of course, as I said earlier, there's some people who claim to be patriotic. They are the only ones who are supporting T-Series, as they feel that the YouTube community is against India, which in truth, which is not. They're not against India, they're just against a company being on top. Sorry Patrick, I forgot to add one more detail, which is I find it's quite important. Maybe if it was not T-Series, but let's say another independent YouTube creator from India, I don't think so that people will be so against that creator as what T-Series is facing now. I feel that if there was another independent creator, not even from India, anyone else, they would have really won't mind, because YouTube was created because of the efforts of the independent creators. Of course, YouTube gives them a platform for free, but at the same time, independent creators are the ones who made YouTube the company which it is today. So I forgot to add that detail. So thank you for adding me. Sorry, I forgot to add that detail. Yeah.
Hey, this is Toby, and my thoughts on PewDiePie versus T-Series is that, I mean, that's pretty funny because it's a good meme, it's a good joke, but I mean, eventually T-Series will dominate because they are a company, and PewDiePie is just one person, so I don't think they are Like seriously, they shouldn't be even like to be compared in the first place. Yeah, so that's what I think.
So I got asked what are my thoughts on the Pewdiepie versus T-Series thing, and I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet. One, I like Pewdiepie a lot better because one, he is an actual creator. He is a solo personnel on the thing. I mean, he does have editors and stuff, so he is a small YouTube business, but he's basically just a creator who has worked up and has gone through the process of going. So I do have my favor in him, because, well, T-Series is a company, and YouTube for me has always been about the creators and the solo creators and seeing the creativity, while a lot of corporate businesses just take their media, their old-fashioned media and stuff, and just post it through. I mean, it's not old-fashioned, a lot of them have their own creative spiral on it, but I feel like YouTube favors businesses, and I feel like they just have a unfair advantage over some of us creators on the platform. So I do have my favor for Pewdiepie, and I'd rather see him have the top spot. But aside from that, I like Pewdiepie because, well, guess what? He started way back when, I think maybe 2007, and he just created gaming videos. He was one of the first people to create gaming videos, and so he just did it, and I'm glad it worked out for him and stuff like that. I don't always agree with everything he does, but to me, he seems like a good guy and a fellow creator on the platform. That's why a lot of us want to support him, and it's really why I support him, because he's just a fellow creator. The main reason T-Series has grown so big was because this year India has really just gotten internet, and I mean, a lot of places in India have had internet, but as far as I know, I can't reference this on articles or anything like that, but India has really just hit a big internet spike. Their country is having lots and lots of new internet. People come to the service, and so they're growing big. And with that, YouTube is getting a lot of new users from India. And from that, people from India are going to be looking up the things they've always wanted to see and things that they're used to. T-Series is not a new channel. T-Series is not a new company. T-Series is an old media music company that is based in India. So they have a lot of songs and things like that that people from India have been listening to for a long time. So when people first see the internet, like what we do on the internet, we look up our favorite songs and stuff. People from India are just looking at their favorite songs, they're finding T-Series, and they're just subscribing because guess what? They're finding some of their favorite songs. And do I say it's unusual growth? Yes. Does it look like a scam or fake? Not really. It looks pretty much real, and it looks like it's going pretty well. But aside from this, PewDiePie is still going to be the number one creator on the platform. Just T-Series is just going to be the number one most subscribed channel, but kind of because the number one most subscribed channel is YouTube Music. So music is always, if you look at the top 50 channels, do you know how many of them are music channels? It's just people like music, doesn't matter, it's always going to be big. So it's harder for us creators to compete with that. Aside from that, I say go Pewds. But yeah, that's just my short and sweet information on this to see whatever I can help with. There, I hope that works for you, man.
Huge thanks to everyone for joining in on this video. I really appreciate it. And now everyone, that is our thoughts on the current situation, or subject I guess, with PewDiePie versus T-Series. I'll leave a link to the channels of the people who joined in on this video in the description down below. Alright, thanks so much for watching everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye everyone.